And preparing live stream. And here we are. So this morning I am joined by two of my former retreat attendees, the gorgeous Tracey-Ann and goddess Christine. And I'm going to dive straight in. We're talking about the 7-day sound healing retreat in Somerset this time. As Christine came when it was in Ireland. She came to my first ever one. And I'm going to dive in with the big question because it's what people really want to know. They don't want to sit around for half an hour waiting to hear. What are the big tangible results that you took away from this retreat? And that meant that, like Tracey-Ann, you've been twice. Christine, you're coming for the second time this September. So what are those tangible results that make it worth the money? Like, let's not hide from the money. This retreat, it's pretty much, let's say, call it £3,000. There is still a £2,222 bed available to share a room with Christine. It's the only shared room on this retreat. Those prices do go up on the 8th of August to the full price. And the other rooms are 2,888. So it's not a small investment. Payment plans are available if you're contemplating it. But what is it that makes it worth it? Because, and I get a lot of mileage out of Chrissy's testimonial that she gave in Ireland, which was, if I'd known how much this retreat would have given me, I would have paid 3 times more. So please share. And we're going to go with Christine first.
Okay.
What are those tangible results that make it worth both, not just the money, but the time? It's 7 whole days, 8 days out of your life.
So I actually wrote these down because I wanted to do it justice for you, Judith. So I journaled on this last night and I thought, what was the key things for me? And I think one of the main things for me was that I found forgiveness. And I found forgiveness, it opened up so much for me, not just forgiveness of self for the person who I was before I came on the retreat. But also I found forgiveness in the understanding of why people operated like they did. And then that helped me be able to have an understanding of those conversations that I needed to have. So an understanding of those difficult conversations that I needed to have, which were very close to home. So I think that
How did that change your life in a way that was
it it allowed me to move on. It allowed me to stop being stuck and it allowed me to stop being in that stagnant, like treacle of I'm actually going to say victim mode. It allowed me to get beyond that. And also it gave me the freedom to understand why I did what I did. I mean, and this will come into why I'm coming back in September. And I think when I arrived on your retreat, I was still very much into my sober journey. I think I'd only been sober a few, maybe not even a year. I think it was maybe 6, 7 months. So I was still finding out who I actually was. Who is this woman who is so used to having alcohol as her crutch? So I didn't know my own voice. I didn't know my identity because it was always masked by something else. And I think the art of forgiveness that I was gratefully and so beautifully gifted by you in how you I can't even put it into words how you did it, but I even I was forever apologizing. I was like, everything I did, I was like, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. And it was like I was apologizing just for being there,
Yeah.
just for being in that room. And I stopped apologizing by the end of the 7 days. I was like standing in my own truth and my own person of not having to keep reinforcing that I'm sorry
Mm.
for being here. So
Yeah.
it allowed that expansion and growth for me as well throughout those 7 days. Oh,
And you were at a transition point of starting a new business and everything as well, weren't you?
oh my gosh, yes. So
So,
everything.
so allowing yourself to stop, and it was hilarious.
It
And I
wasn't, it was frustrating every time you kept pointing it out. I was like, oh my God, I think I've apologized in about 10 times in 10 minutes. And
we did.
it is, it's, it's those noticeable things, not just by you, but the other beautiful people within that retreat. They held that space for me and they held that it's okay to be you. Just be you.
Yeah.
Why are you apologizing for pulling out a chair?
Yeah.
Who does that? Why are you apologizing for taking a bread bun?
Yeah.
And I think it is, and I think that it's the forgiveness element, you
And I
know.
think I'd just like to just hone that from what I saw, like you coming to that forgiveness and stopping apologizing for existing, because it was, and I think I may have used you. I think Tracey-Ann, you may have heard of the person who apologized, who was literally saying sorry all the time. I think I may have used you as an example on retreat in the past without naming. Um, that in finding the forgiveness in that key relationship in your life and in stopping apologizing for taking up space, you then actually allowed yourself to go out and start talking about the work that you were doing then. I know you're doing
Yeah,
different work now. It's been 7 years.
yeah,
So you've now shifted again. But I think that in terms of tangible result, would it be if we honed it into the permission to create that business
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
without shying away, because there was a lot of fear of, oh god, but how can I talk about this when these people are going to
Come in.
disagree with
There's the
me? Or
judgment. It was the judgment. It was all of that. It was, it allowed me to stop shrinking. You allowed me to stop shrinking, which meant I could go out there and I could operate from my truths and not use those truths as wounds, not, so not speaking from the wound. It was like, okay, I can educate about this and I can speak of it quite openly without the shame and the guilt, um, but also not speak from it because I was still wounded from it. I was healing. And I think that resonated so much with so many people that came into my life at that time when I was doing that business, that they saw the honesty and the integrity, and they saw that it was, yeah, she's been through the hard stuff. She's working on it. So that,
thank you.
yeah,
Gorgeous. And I just, anyone listening, Christine had done other treatments, therapies before coming on the retreat. So if you are in trauma, the retreat is
yeah,
not for you. But if you have already done previous work on yourself, it might be. Just want to put that caveat out there.
absolutely, absolutely.
It's not specifically a trauma healing retreat. However, what's lying underneath the layers might come out to help you embrace the identity of who you are now, rather than being who you used to be. Tracey-Ann, same question to you. What tangible results have you found from the 7 day retreat specifically?
There's been a lot. So when I came on the 7 day retreat, I was in a stage of my life where I was opening up to very curious. There was lots of things going on in my life at the time, but on retreat, um, just one, I can't remember how it happened, but one day I remember sitting under a tree and writing down where I was going, what my purpose was, what I needed to be doing. It wasn't the business that I was in then that I'm moving away from, and now, so this was back in 2022, so it was 4 years ago. But I also remember that sort of, oh, that's a bit edgy. What if people disown me? What if people don't want to know me? And so actually over this 4 years, well, I came back last year. So over the 3 years up to then, I've been testing the water and doing bits and pieces, but still being a little bit, whew. So I paid to come back again last year, and I will never forget you saying to me, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. But if you do, what are you doing? Because you were just like, I need to call you out. I need to ask you, is it really still true for you? And it was. And so actually by coming back, I've done masses over the years of different works with myself. I've been more adventurous with many, many things. But actually now, everything's being created. So this is it. I'm now in the process of creating. Things have been let go of and are being let go of in my existing business. So I can move forward in the way that I know I'm meant to. And that is just amazing. And it's not only in business, because it's in life as well. It changes all of your relationships, because suddenly when you know yourself better, you have greater awareness, compassion, and you take time more with other people. And that's been a big difference, because I was always rushing around and doing everything, and giving myself more time and space allows me to give everybody else more time and space as well.
And of course, on that first retreat, you also were into, I know it's partly why actually I have renamed the retreat the Resonate You Identity Reset. So I'd love to put that to you both in terms of this new name, the Identity Reset Retreat. How much does that resonate for you both as, yeah, that's this retreat, and this is the benefit of resetting your identity?
Because I think you asked us what we thought about it, and that was such a major thing. I was like, yes, because that's what it was. Because before the retreat, my identity was Tracy, people pleaser. Tracy, she'll do everything for you. Tracy, or that's how I saw myself, was as a person who needed to be everything to everybody. And what the retreat did was allowed me to go, who am I for me?
Yeah, and on that first retreat, of course, you had a whole slew of identity stuff going on.
Yeah, there was lots of stuff happening, because there was lots of stuff happening in my business, and I was questioning who I am in many ways. So yeah, it was really, really good. So yeah, that's how it was for me.
I agree, and I think it's testament to know that even though we still come back after so many years, because our identity still changes. I think that is a real, like I really, one of the things that I wrote down last night is I released identities that no longer belong to me. And when I say that, it means that I'm letting go of things that I thought I needed to be for who I wanted to, or how they wanted me to be. So therefore, now I get to truly embrace the person that I actually am and who I'm growing into. And I think that's the thing. Coming back in September for me will be, okay, you've grown so very much. Let's just push it a little bit further now, and let's see where that growth is now going to take you as well. And anchor me in as well, because I think the name of the retreat, I think, is fabulous, Judith. I think the identity piece and the identity shift is brilliant.
Tracey-Ann, you look like you want to.
Well, and because, like you say, we all carry so many identities, and so and we can still carry a number of them, but actually with this, you carry them almost with that truth of you, leading the way as
Yeah.
opposed to everything around you leading the way. And I think that makes a huge difference, certainly to, well, just to how you see yourself when you look in the mirror, or you put your hand on your heart or whatever. It makes a massive difference.
Mm. And vocal sound healing is not a thing people are really aware of. So the actual practicalities of the main exercise that we do, which is sounding each chakra, a different sound for each chakra, a different sound a day, and the focus on that. But the actual practice of the vocal sounding as an exercise, as a practice, how for you did that help with the recognition, with recognizing what needed to be released, with your spoken voice, or with the choices that you made, like the actual. So for those who don't know, we sound each of the energy centers for about 20 minutes while I speak over the top around the things that relate to that energy center. So for example, the heart, you'll be going ha 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 ha. You'll be finding your space. And while I'm speaking over the top, this is the space of love, forgiveness, compassion. Where are you holding guilt? Where are you holding blame? Where are you holding pain? So that the things resonate. But that physical vocal sound healing exercise, that is the center of the retreat. We obviously have lots of other exercises, journaling and crystal energy work and barefoot movement on the lawn and time to do nothing. There's even a sauna at this retreat. I know, and it's only at 3/4 of a mile flat walk to the beach. But the core exercise is the vocal sounding. So what is it like for you? What would you want to tell people if people are like, yeah, but what is this thing? It's a bit weird. Like for you, if you were to describe what it is and how it helps in any way, how would you describe it? What would you say?
I would say that it's a, well, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? It was we're speaking truths here, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? What retreat have I come on? Oh my Lord. And it kind of scared me. And it took me, I'd say, a little while to get into it. So the root chakra, I was like, okay, I'm doing this. And I remember sat there going with an eye open, making sure everybody else was doing it. And, I was that cheeky one going, I'm not really ready for this, I don't think. But then when I thought, Christine, you've paid so much money to come on this retreat, you have to embrace this to get results. And I think that is what I would say. You go in open heart with expanded heart and you go, right, okay, let's do this. And I think for me, it helped me get out of my mind and into my body. And in doing so, it helped me. It, do you know what it did actually do? It helped me heighten my intuition because I know that you ask if we want to do shares, and one of the most profound things for me, one particular day was when I had some visitations come through, and it was a beautiful energy to be in and to be supported in and surrounded by. And I thought, oh my gosh, this. It's really hard to put into words, but I was so deeply touched and so deeply moved that I thought, there's something in this. I have to go with this. And I think I embraced it wholeheartedly then. Um,
And how did it feel making the sounds, like actually doing the sounds, or just,
I
or how,
think
in terms of
once,
maybe your voice?
yeah, and I think that's the thing. For me, it was once I got over that fear of judgment and being in that room because, like you say, not many people know about it, but all it is you're just using your voice and this is a tool that we have day in, day out, and we use it constantly. It's using it as another vessel, all I get is resonance. It was
Mm.
resonance and it was beautiful and it's profound. I actually think it's quite profound, Judith, and I think you've got a beautiful gift
Thank you.
in sharing that. I don't know if that answered the question.
I think so. Yeah. And Tracy-Ann, you've been a member of my vocal sounding membership now for
Yes.
5.5 years,
Yeah.
as well as doing all the retreats. So vocal sounding on either a practical, physical, emotional level, but also on the 7-day retreat, because we do use it more intensely on the 7-day retreat. How would you describe what it is we do with the vocal sounding?
So for me, I've always said that the vocal sounding allows me to express things I can't put into words. And so the sounds allow that whatever's there that needs shifting or moving or is ready to come out is able to come out through the sounds that we do and other sounds. So it's not we do the chakra sounds, but then there's bigger sounding around that. And that's the most profound thing that happens to me. And and so therefore I use it all the time. Sometimes I might walk around making, you know, I used to think of my dad doing the clangers, sort of walking around making those sorts of things. But sound is sound, and sometimes expressing through sounds just changes the energy, however that is. So that's how it is. And I had been on a 3-day retreat before, so I had been used to, I had got a little bit of the chakra work, but on the 7-day, that longer time, you're sounding the sounds and you almost don't hear, you are talking over that, and certain words pop up that maybe allow you to either go deeper or higher or stronger, or you sort of come in and out of that sound that you're making. And then at the end, the silence that just allows everything to settle, because there are big shifts when we make that sound, because you help us to recognize those. And there are times on retreat where there will be one chakra that is particular to you one day sometimes, or whatever. I had a major one of those, but at the end of that, the expansiveness that comes with it is amazing.
I love that. And in terms of the sounding, because it is a therapeutic practice.
It is, yeah.
And we do release the gunk that we've been holding on to, mental, physical, energetic, emotional gunk. There is space for releasing the traumas that are still stuck in the cell memory. Traumas with a little t, I think we'll put in there. So in terms of it as a therapeutic practice, being able to sound it out rather than having to talk about this stuff, rather than it being logical, it being a somatic practice. Would either of you like to sort of enhance on that at all, or?
It's that thing about being with your body. And when you know the sounds, it's great. So sometimes, it could be that you are almost wanting to do something practically, or there's something going on that you need to do. But I find myself sometimes, if there's something I want to do, but I'm not sure where I am with it, I might just sit with my hands on my body, on my heart and on my belly, and sound one of the chakra sounds, whichever feels right, whether that's my heart chakra or my solar plexus, or the root, or where is the stability in this? What am I looking for? And it allows that to feel it in your body. And then when you finish, it's like, okay, that's my feet are now on the ground and I know what I need to do. And that's, you're not thinking it, you're feeling it, and it enables you to move forward in whatever action it is you're going to take.
Anything to add, Christy, about it being like, rather than a talking,
I
a therapeutic practice?
I think sometimes you can get all talked out. Does that make sense? And like you've mentioned, you go over things and, in therapy or whatever, you go over the same things until you find something that works. And I think the beauty of the sounding and the chakra work, I think it's that element of you're being held, you're in a safe space, that you're able to do this, and that you're able to guide yourself through it as well, so that you become calm, you become clear, like Tracey-Ann is getting that clarity maybe of some of the questions that you're trying to answer, and where is that blockage in your body? Um, yeah, I think coming back to doing this practice, which I've spoken, I think it's definitely something that I will definitely make sure it becomes part of my routine, back into my routine. Um, but it's the simplicity of it.
Mm.
It's the simplicity. I mean, I hum round the house all the time. I'm forever humming, and and not particularly sounding like going through the chakras, but I'm always humming. And a classic example of even calming yourself down. And I'm going to use the example that I had when I was with you only a few weeks ago, and we were on the underground.
Mm-hmm.
And there was that gorgeous little soul on the underground. Little child, he must have been what, 4? And he was just
Yeah,
being,
3.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was just being the hyper little kid. And Jude just started humming. And then all of a sudden, you could just see the energy just calm. And it was like, wow, to the extent of the whole, pretty much the people around us on this carriage were like, what magic wand has this woman just waved? You know? And I think it's just purely the simplicity of being able to do it yourself anywhere. You could do it in the supermarket, you can do it on the tram. It's an absolute gift and a tool that is so easy to do. And like you said, Tracy-Ann, it gives you that clarity, and yeah, it doesn't reinforce any trauma or anything like that. It's
It's
chef's
like an
kiss,
arrow,
Judy.
isn't
Chef's
it?
kiss.
So, before we wrap up, I want to thank you for your time. 7 days. Discuss. What's
Great.
the benefits? How is it? What's the benefits of it being 7 whole days? Because it's not a small commitment. But what is that benefit of being 7 days, and just anything else you would love to share about, like what you love about the retreat, and what you got from it, and what would you say to people if they're going, yeah, but 7 days, 7 days, what are they going to get, what are they going to experience, what are they going to get over those 7 days?
It's such a gift. Oh my goodness, it is such a gift
It's a
to
gift to
gift
self.
yourself 7 days. I mean,
Are we
just
not
for you.
worthy of that?
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. And 7 days away from socials and all the rest of it's 7 days with you, with Judith, with the group around you. It's so hard to explain the beauty of it. It is incredible. It is so incredible because it's not only the work that we do, the sounding and everything that comes with that. It's those friendships you make. It's the sitting around the table, eating cake and having a coffee. And, if you're feeling a little bit too much, just going off and walking barefoot on the grass, or going sitting under a tree, or there is plenty of space on that's the other thing, because it might be for some people like, oh my God, 7 days with people I don't know, what's all that about? But actually it's great because nobody knows you. There is no expectation. There is no, you can come, you will come, and it might be a bit uncomfortable at times, but it will be amazing because you're held. Judith creates this space and holds it. And Oh, it's such a gift, such a gift. When I came back last year, I'd had a very difficult time, and it was just what I needed. Just what I needed. Sorry.
Never
No
apologize.
apologies. No apologies. Oh, we've been Judith.
I hadn't expected that to come up like that, but actually, you know, it really did. And I needed that space more than I ever imagined I needed it. I'd booked it earlier in the year, going, I don't know why I need to come, but I need to come. And when I got there, I knew why I needed to be there. So, yeah.
Thank you. Christine?
Thank you for sharing that, Tracy. Thank you. Very much similar to Tracy. I don't know why I needed to be there, but I was there. I actually booked on the wrong thing, thinking I need something else. And it was like, no, you're on this. And I'm like, what? So I clearly needed to be on that retreat. Clearly, and we've had this conversation numerous times, Judith. You know, someone from higher was like, you need this and you need it now. And it's life changing. I have said it to you numerous times. It's life changing. I owe you so much gratitude for that. And again, for somebody who booked on the wrong retreat, to then go on and say, I would have paid 3 times the value or 3 times the monetary value that you have done for me on this 7 days, that just speaks volumes itself. And it's all of those things, 7 days to gift yourself, 7 days to meet and with connected people. You're there to connect. There's nothing that's going to get in the way of that. There's no interference from outside. There's no interference from social media. It's just you living daily, present, eating beautiful foods, gathering great stories and connection, and yeah, just being. You're just gifting yourself, just being, because you're worth it. You are so worth it. And I think the 7 days, it's neither here nor there to me. 7 days of pure bliss and 7 days of something to look forward to, and knowing that you're going to go back a changed person, but a changed person for the better. There's only one positive in this, and that is you transform for the better. And that will have that ripple effect, not just to your family, not just to your loved ones and the connected people around you, but in your workspace, in your environment, everything. You change. You change for the better.
And if someone was a little bit like, oh, it sounds but scary. It's like, oh gosh, do I have to get emotional? If I do get emotional, how's that going to be? What would you say to them?
Embrace the scary.
Mm-hmm. What would you say to reassure them if they're a little bit like uncertain?
It's okay to be uncertain. It's okay to be scared, because you're in a space where there's so much love, there's so much nurture, and the spaces that you create for that person to maybe lose themselves or get vulnerable or get teary or cryy or even laugh. You know, the laughs, let's not forget about the laughter. You know, the laughs that you have there, like you might be a little bit uncomfortable laughing because that's not your norm. No, embrace it all, because you are in such a safe environment and there's no judgment and there's no nothing there. There's nothing but pure love, and you're there to become a better person. So Yeah, just embrace the scary and know that it's going to be okay. That's what I would say. Because it's not always scary. It's not. It's you do have the laughs and you do have the giggles and you do have the shit, did that just happen? Wow, moments. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Through the simplest of things as well. You
Yeah.
know, I remember I think I was drawing something and I was like, wow, shit, I've just released something that's held me back for like,
Through scribbling with crayons.
and I was scribbling with crayons and it's like, wow, shit. And the tears came and the release, but then the laughter of, wow, I can't believe I've just done. So
Love
no,
that.
it's just go with your heart, go with the flow, go with you.
It's a real community. You become a real community. That's it, isn't it? Everybody is there to support each other. You arrive not knowing people, and very quickly you connect, and there's no judgment from anybody about anything else. I think that's the thing. That's what Judith creates,
Mm.
is you create it, Judith. But that's how we all are, and it is that thing about you're allowed to be vulnerable. You're allowed to be, oh, so that's where my power is. There's so many different things. And there's that thing if as well that somebody said to me a while ago, the energy of fear and excitement is very, very similar. So actually, if you're feeling a little bit fearful, there's that nervous excitement, and that's what I felt before coming on retreat. It was that, ooh, what's it going to be? But also that, oh, I wonder what it's going to be. It's those two energies really, and it's just about allowing yourself to be curious. I wonder what's there.
Beautiful.
I want to add as well, I think, because you don't just accept anybody on your
Yes.
retreats. And I think that is a beautiful thing. You actually see if they're right for your retreat before you go, okay, no, they may not be right for this one because you know what people you've got on your retreat. And again, it's matching those energies as well. Um,
Yeah.
I think that is yeah,
It is vital. I am very conscious of that
yeah,
because it needs to be a space where the vulnerable stuff might come. Well, vulnerable stuff does come up, and it
mm,
needs to be a space where I know everyone in the room can hold
everyone's
that.
going to behold it.
As
Yeah.
I'm the one responsible of creating and holding the space, and I need to make sure that those energies that I can balance the energies of everyone in the room. Thank you both so much for giving your time. If in the shortest of ways you were to say, do this retreat if, or if you're thinking about this retreat, then do it because, what would that sentence be? So if you're thinking of doing this retreat, do it because what? And it's the 11th, while they're thinking, it's the 11th to 18th of September in Somerset in the UK. And I do have the early birds at the moment. If you book your call with me before the 8th of August, you will keep the early bird price. So, and that is the energy and expectations call that Christine was just talking about, to make sure that it's right for you at this time, because it might be that it's not right for you at this time. But if it is right for you at this time, you need to jump in, because I don't know dates for next year. I don't know what's happening next year yet. So if you're going, oh, maybe now is the time. So if you're thinking about this retreat, do it because.
If you're thinking about this retreat, do it because you owe it to yourself for the expansion and the growth that you will get from it. And you will leave a better, wiser, calmer, beautiful soul. With friends, you'll leave with friends.
And you'll be ready to
Conquer the world.
Oh, Tracey-Ann?
Oh, so if you're thinking of doing this retreat, oh, do it because you really are worth it. You really are. It is. There was something that came to me on that very first retreat where I suddenly said, I am my greatest love. And you don't know that until you've done something like this very often. And that gives you, I'm going to go with Christine, it gives you wings. It gives you wings because, you know, it just does. It just does. Yeah.
Beautiful.
However you are.
So there you go. If you're thinking about the retreat, then it's quite possibly right for you. So give me a call to double check. As Christine says, I'm not going to separate you from your money if it doesn't feel right for you and if it doesn't feel like maybe this is the right thing right now. I have other things if you want to do the work. And come join me in this beautiful 15th century manor house where, as Tracey-Ann said, you have space. And at this new venue, there is lots of space, unless you choose to share with the beautiful goddess Christine. Every room is a private room with its own private bathroom. There's a sauna. There are 4 gardens. The beach is just down the road. So there, as much as it is intense, there is also plenty of space. And as Tracey-Ann said, well, as Christine said, so much laughter. And as Tracey-Ann said, plenty of cake. What else? Thank you both so much for being in my world. Christine, I can't wait to see what happens for you on this next 7 days.
I'm so excited.
And delighted to welcome you back into the membership as well.
Can't wait.
Yay. Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Take care, gorgeous
Have
soul.
fun.
We will. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Stop.